We are live. This is Ferdy with Falcon Talk, and I have three friends with me, Sandy, Mick, and Tom. And the topic of the day is Dead or Alive. Who would you like to train under for the rest of your life? Somebody that you've never trained them under. And I have two people who are deceased. And the first one, for Mick and Tom would know, is somebody that I think is probably the deadliest martial artist on the 20th century. And that would be Grandmaster Antonio Tatang Illustrissimo. Total fucking badass. Total badass. And it's a shame that when he died, he was buried in an unmarked grave. Died a very poor man. But, his legacy lives on through his students. Do you guys agree with me on that with Illustrissimo?
As the deadliest guy?
I think so. One of the deadliest in my
one of the deadliest.
In my humble opinion.
Do we know when he passed?
He passed probably in the 90s. He was born in 1904, so he probably passed in the 90s.
Okay, I was going to say you never met him, did you?
No, I didn't have but one of my teachers has.
Okay.
He actually, one of my teachers trained under him.
Nice.
And one of your teachers trained under him too.
Who's that?
Edgar Suriti.
Yep, I was going to say that. To me, he again is one of the deadliest guys that I've ever met in person.
Yeah, yep. He learned from Tatang. And the thing with Tatang was that Tatang only started teaching in his 70s.
He died in 1997.
Yeah, very good.
Wow.
And Tatang was, from the stories I hear, especially from one of my teachers. I have a teacher up in Canada, Jerry Galano, who, in my opinion, is probably the best Kali practitioner I've ever met. And the way that I look at it, guys, is that are you guys on watching the video?
What's that?
Are you guys watching the video?
No. What, on Facebook?
Yeah.
No, because did I get too much feedback?
Me too.
Oh no, just what do you call? Well, anyways.
If I turn the volume down, it's on my phone, so I turn the volume down on you as well.
Okay. All
right. I'm actually in my car using my Bluetooth.
Okay.
So I can...
All right. So, anyways, so the way that Grandmaster Galano described Tatang Illustrissimo was that this guy, you could swing a live bolo at Tatang, and he would just like parry it with his bare hands. He was like, he was crazy. He was that skilled and that crazy. That's what he was. And I have so much respect for Grandmaster Galano, and he said to me, like, really humbled me. He said, I could never do what Tatang did. Who am I to compare myself to Tatang? And that just like, wow, put it in all perspective. And I mean, Tatang, there were stories of one time Tatang coming out of a bar. He's in his 60s. He's drunk. Guy challenges him to a knife fight. And the story goes that Tatang took his knife, threw it to the guy, tossed it to the guy, turned around and said, all right, I'm ready. Holy shit, this thing, whoa, it's back? Go on live, what do you call it? Go on live. Bring them on camera. Well, anyways.
Oh, look at that, it is.
Yeah. So anyways, Tatang, there was another story where Tatang was coming out, and there was these two gangs ready to fight, right? Ready to fight. And they waited for Tatang it was like Moses parted the seas. They waited for Tatang to just walk away and walked so far that he couldn't hear the commotion, because if there was a rumble that started, Tatham would have taken his knife and he wouldn't care. He would have killed anybody that he saw on his way. He wouldn't have picked sides. So he taught in a district of Manila called Tondo, and Tondo is kind of like Camden but with knives. It's a place that you don't want to be in. Tondo is no joke, and he was very respected in that district of Manila. And another person the second person I would have wanted to train with is someone who's not as known in the FMA circles, and he was the gentleman by the name of Grandmaster Agustin Hinojales. And Hinojales was from the island of Panay, and he was actually the main instructor of Grandmaster Galano. And this guy also was a fighter in World War II. And he was a very, very complete martial artist. He was just as deadly as Tatham. And one question that I did post to Grandmaster Galano was, in a fight, who would win, Tatham or Hinojales? And he said it would have been a mutual kill. But as a martial artist, Hinojales was more of a complete martial artist. So those are the two that I would have loved to train under. Yeah.
You said only one. Where did two come from?
Well,
You're cheating.
It's okay. It's my show. What about you guys? What about you, Sandy? Let's hear from you.
Well, for me, the first would be somebody who trained my original instructor, and his name was
Saudi Muhammad. Oh, sorry.
No, my original instructor was in Rhode Island.
No, it's Eddie Smith.
No, his name's Ed, but it's not Smith. You know this. His name is my instructor when I was a child. I met him through my uncle when I was 9 years old. His name is Ed Gall, and he trained with Nick Curry. But the reason why he had a stepdad who refused to train him until he proved he had discipline. And his stepdad is Ganpung Chin. He was are you guys hearing me? Or?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. His name was Ganpung Chin, and he was a monk in China before he came to the United States. And he learned the philosophy of Koshu. In Koshu, what happened about half a century ago, or a little bit more than that, the Chinese government got together and they wanted to create a universal martial art for China. So they invited all of these lead masters and Sifus and Siongs to monastery, and they worked together for almost a year, trying to share all their martial arts knowledge to try to create a martial arts that personified the best of the best. And when they left, they had pretty much come up with one, and they called it Koshu. It was just a philosophy of how... Thank you. Wow. It was a philosophy of how to turn a technique, make the technique work. How to make the movements flow so that it all works together. You could take any technique and recreate it with this philosophy so that it would work better. And what happened was when all the masters left this monastery and they went back to their own dojo, the students said,
Vic. I'm gonna move Vic.
What did they say? What did they say? What did they say to you? And about 90% of these Sifus and these Sivangs and these grandmasters went back and said, they said ours was the best and we don't need to change anything. So Koshu never really caught on. But there was about 10% of them who did. Thank you again. Like, that's the first time I heard that.
I'm sure. First time I said it.
It never really caught on, but when it was utilized, it worked in a way where it would it was body mechanics. It wasn't the technique. It was how the body did the technique. That made it made it good. That made it work. That made this an accomplished technique. And so what he wanted to do was my friend Ed was he told him he was this tall, lanky, redheaded Frenchman. He was like, if you want me to teach you, I need to know that you're disciplined enough to learn. So he sent him off to his friend Nick Serio, who, by the way, God rest his soul, was one of the sweetest men I've ever met in my entire life. He sent him off to him, and Ed learned from him first, from Nick Serio first, and then once he was earned his brown belt and was on the verge of his black belt with Nick Serio, that's when Gun Fu or Master Chin or Sivan Ching is how I refer to him because he was my instructor's instructor. He started teaching Ed golf. And when I was 9 years old, my uncle, who was Ed's best friend, was the captain of the police department, and they were running a PAL league. And you know, my uncle said to my father, his brother, and said, "Hey, do your girls want to learn karate?" And that's what started me on my journey to where I am now. Almost 40 years later.
Hey, Vic.
Hey, Vic. Brought Vic on.
Vic!
What's up? How are y'all?
Hi, Vic.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Vic. Say hello to Sandy.
Sandy, how are you?
Good, Vic. How are you?
Yeah.
But so for me, he would be number one because I would want to see where it originated from, where I started. And then number two, of course, everybody's gonna.
Yes.
I'm still talking. Yeah, thank you. Everybody's gonna say this, and I know it sounds silly, but I would have loved to train with Bruce Lee in Jeet Kune Do, in his school, in his system.
In what? In what did you call it?
Jeet Kune Do.
Jeet Kune Do?
Jeet Kune Do. What's that?
I'm not smiling. Don't mess with my accent,
That's
okay?
it. Listen, that's it. No more Ferdy. No more cross-dressing midgets on the channel.
Who's that?
I'm not a midget.
Huh? Oh,
I
I thought you said you got in the car and you were in a booster seat. I don't know.
No. I did some Bluetooth.
Bluetooth, not booster.
But you know what?
Bluetooth. I thought it said booster. I got you.
You wouldn't be the first person to call me midget, so, but this midget kicks ass, so it's
That's
kinda
good.
like,
That's good. Listen. I watched that movie where that midget ran between the guy's legs and hit him in his nuts. So I'm not.
There you go. Good movie.
Hey, if it works, it works. See, that's the thing about why I would want to train Bruce Lee. Even though in his acting career, he made everything look like finesse and it looked beautiful and it looked perfect. His thought process is something I love. If it looks good, it probably doesn't work. You know,
Yeah, right.
And this whole idea of rules and not fighting dirty when you're on the street. If somebody is attacking you, you fight dirty because that's their intent. So,
Who's got the TV on in the background?
Oh, someone's gotta lower their thing. Someone's gotta like mute.
Somebody's watching the video.
Yeah.
I'm
There you
going
go.
to
Okay.
laptop and the TV.
All right. That's better. That's better. That's better.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So what about you, Mick?
Well, like Sandy said, she thinks everybody's going to say Bruce Lee, and I'm not going to say that because I've had the privilege to train with a bunch of his original students. So I feel like I got the second coming of that. So I've been pretty
Easy.
happy with that. Yeah. Well, I was trying to keep it clean there, Tom, but I'm trying,
Well, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to my dog.
Oh, we don't know what's going on between you and your dog,
I
bro.
know that as long as the dog's not on the leg again, because that vibration like rattled your mic last week.
No, I'm kidding. I was talking to you.
That's what I thought. So anyway, and my vibration will rattle your mic too.
Sandy,
So anyway,
Mick also is knows Linda Lee Caldwell very well.
yep.
Okay.
So where were we? So anyway, if I had the chance to train with somebody who is deceased, we'll go with the deceased first. I would have to pick between one of two. I'd rather go with either Remy or Edgar again. You know, I've had the privilege to train with both of them in my life, so either one of those guys I would like to go back to. And in the present today, I don't know. I don't really. There's so many guys out there that I'd like to train with on a regular basis. So, Vic will like this. I'm going to go with one of my top 5 favorite guys in the world to train with, and that's Hassan Khalik. So if I could train with Hassan on a weekly basis, I'd be happy with that.
And he's Sanukis, right? He's Sanukis.
Yeah. So, but if he would be the guy that I would train with as a living. He's one of my favorites. I mean, his charisma, his movement, his just overall talent is just it's fantastic.
Just calling you back.
So you said 5. Who are the 4 other guys?
So Hassan's in there. Of course, Tim Tackett's in there. Ines Santos in there. Alive. I'm thinking of Alive. Top 5. I have to say my pal Eric Polson.
Yep.
Yes.
And believe it or not, Jeff Speakman. I would like to see Jeff Speakman again and move with him a little bit. That guy's pretty damn good.
I saw him in at the Atlantic City years and years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was there.
He was there?
Yeah, he had a booth. This was like years and years ago. I'm going like 5-6 years ago. Probably even more.
More than that.
Probably even more than that,
I was
yeah.
going to say, yeah, I mean, I've been...
So I can talk to Chelsea.
Probably more than that, yeah.
How about you, Tom? Who do you got?
Hold on, excuse me 1 second. Vic, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so the topic is either living or dead. Who would you like to train with? Who you haven't trained with? Who would you like to train with, like for the rest of your life? Yeah.
No.
And how many dead and how many alive?
It doesn't matter. It's just you can pick.
It's supposed to be one, but
yeah.
Freddie broke the rules.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to. I'm the rule maker. I'm the rule breaker.
Well, let's stop using the word dead. Let's use past.
Yeah, deceased.
Deceased. Not non-breathing.
Yes.
Non-breathing. And I know live people that are like that.
Yeah, me too.
That's a real good question.
Who's the first person that pops in your mind?
The first person that pops in my mind was Grandmaster Remy Croesus.
Yeah, Remy was fantastic, was he not?
Yes, he was. And I loved his demeanor. I only trained with him one time.
Oh.
And I had a privilege of training with him one time in a Freehold area, and I was in amaze. I was wow.
In Freehold?
Yeah, in Freehold.
You're talking about in the 2000? No, or was that like 2001 area?
Maybe at a karate school, I think it's Lavada or some karate school off of Aldridge Road.
I have pictures. I'm gonna go. I gotta go find the pictures.
Yeah,
I was there.
You was there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He was amazing to me. I loved his demeanor. I loved his attitude, his mannerisms, and his sheer. His eloquence and his poetry, emotion. I mean, it's like,
it was crazy. He beat your tail, put you in some crazy lock, even though you'd be tapping like crazy, he'd be saying, "I like the American girls, and I like lobster," and you'd be screaming.
Yeah. So that would be my number one.
He liked ice cream too.
Huh?
He was a big ice cream guy, wasn't he?
I don't know.
He was a big what?
Into ice cream.
I don't know about that. I didn't eat that. But second one would be Bruce Lee, of course. I say 3
I
that
told
passed.
you Bruce Lee.
Well, I like because in my youth I was a training fanatic, so I would have liked to train with him because he was always figuring out new ways of training and coming up with this. And I like, this 8-pack and all that other stuff and the push-ups. I used to do 500 push-ups a clip, so back then that was a different type of me. I was knocking jokers out every time I got in competition. I hit him with 3-piece. I just walk away because I knew he fell.
3-piece and a biscuit.
There it is.
Uh-huh.
There it is. But those are
He was
the
my
first
second
two.
choice as well.
Or your second choice?
I
Yeah,
thought.
it was my second
Oh
choice.
yeah. Not bad.
She said
My first
Tom
choice
Gallo was her
Murphy's
first.
choice.
No,
I am.
Yeah.
no.
First.
Hi, no. I have had the pleasure of training with Tom Gallo in demonstrations and visited him in New York once or twice.
What, when he was in prison?
Okay.
We don't talk about that time.
Oh.
That's probably, the
Trumped up charges.
far as the people that
I think
have
he's
passed
referring to Convolution.
away, and Carl Gotch.
Oh, the wrestler, Carl Gotch.
Carl
The
Gotch
catch can guy.
and Robinson, the other catch wrestler.
Yes.
He just passed away.
Oh, he did?
Oh, Billy Robinson?
Billy Robinson.
From England, right? He's from England?
If I could train with either one of them, Carl Gotch or Billy Robinson, I'll
Yeah.
take one. I'll take either one of them.
Carl Gotch.
Well, you have Catch Can by Joel, what's his name, in New Jersey, not too far from you.
Yeah, Joe Bank. I trained with him
yeah.
a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Joel used to be a part of our gym in New Jersey, the Primal Gym.
Yeah. Primal, okay.
Oh, that sounds so familiar, Primal Gym.
It's
Yep.
Jim McCann's gym.
Jim McCain.
Oh, okay, yeah, yes.
But those are far as the ones deceased. As far as living, my top guy, well, Eric Paulson. I love Eric. Can't say nothing.
Gay.
And then next, Drew Dan Anasanto, who I'm training with. I train with both of them whenever I can. As far as Sanukas, I like Soki Hassan Khalik. I do like him. I like his mannerisms, personality, his technique is flawless. And, but I mean, and I like also Tayari Cassell.
Is he? That's Tayari Cassell.
Tayari Cassell,
He's a kung fu guy, isn't he?
yes.
And he's always in white.
Right. And he's, to me, he fought from the ground in Madison Square Garden against Soki Little John Davis, one of Master Moses Powell's top students.
Well, Illustrissimo would be good for the blade. Remy would be good for the stick.
Have you ever seen Remy work a blade?
I've seen him.
Yeah.
I've seen him do all these crazy stick locks on video. It's like,
Yeah, he
holy
does.
shit!
Okay, hey, Ferdy. Shh. So, Tom, have you ever seen, again, Remy work
Yes,
with a
I
blade?
have. Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah,
have.
he was pretty badass.
But when I say Illustrissimo, I'm talking the long blade.
Ah, Roger, okay.
Okay.
Ferdy, call
Yeah,
Dick.
Edgar would be cool to train with.
Edgar was awesome to train with.
Yeah. Professor V would be nice to train with.
Never had the privilege.
I heard he was a little crazy, but my teacher learned
He's a
from him.
Filipino, of course. He's a little crazy.
Right. Yeah, well, my teacher was good friends with him, so I would
Oh, I can hear
enjoy
Vic.
training with him.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, brother.
Okay.
All right, Vic,
Let's
you can
see
tell, you
who
can tell him
else.
about his hat and his beard now, Vic. He can hear you.
Oh,
Man, thank God he can't see my beard.
I'm not
I know. I was just about to say, Ferdy's sporting his female look tonight.
To each his own.
That's right.
I can't take this hat off. It's like my hair. I need a haircut big time.
Go ahead, Tom. Who else?
All right, so I got a couple, but like Sensei, I'm curious to know how this little old guy did what he did.
Who?
Sensei, the keto guy.
Keto guy? What's his name?
Steven Seagal?
No.
No. the found, I forget his
Oh, what was his
founder.
name? The founder. What's that guy?
the founder of
Come on, Sandy. You know.
Peaceful Aikido. I'll find it.
You mean the little guy with the long beard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Huh, he was in Reno Williams, wasn't he?
Ushiba.
Yoshiba. Oh, Korean is the superior race.
Don't
Two
you know,
guys.
Freddie? I don't know any names. My last style came from 2,000 years of tradition, from over 200 different styles, different people. I don't know anybody's name anymore.
It's like a hooker.
You
So-
just read my mind, Tom. Oh my God.
You guys are terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, now you guys know my new profession. Oh my god.
2,000 years of pushing the cushion.
Georgian names. Anyway,
Yeah, right?
so two people you guys are gonna poo-poo, but more out of curiosity than anything. Maul. What the hell's his last name?
He
The
died in
Seahawks.
Paul
he
Vunak?
died-
No, Marty.
Oh,
Marty.
okay, tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
The Silat guy.
the Silat guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know this one, Doug Marqueta, just because I like the way he flows.
Oh, okay.
What, with his
Very
mouth
smooth.
or... Oh, wait.
No, he's very smooth. I like the way
He
he
is
flows.
smooth.
Very
I know
smooth.
Vic had the chance to train with Doug, so...
Yeah. But if Freddie knows who I'll train with. If like there's only one person in the world I can train with forever, and
George Dillman?
no, oh God, would I ever? Amazing, right? No, not at all. But Freddie told me I'm not allowed because I already trained with him, so
Oh.
I won't even mention it.
You can break the rules. I'll let you break the rules.
Fury?
No.
Oh, God. Sandy. Sandy's got a great story about Fury.
Oh God.
What story?
Oh,
Never
Sandy, check this out, okay?
I should have said that.
So, last
Tom, don't
year,
worry, we'll let you finish eventually.
last
whatever.
year at the World Karate Union Hall of Fame, that's where I met Mick, right? And Mick was teaching this excellent seminar, and
You were there that day.
freaking Fury interrupts, right? And says, "Attention, everybody! In 10 minutes, I will be teaching."
What?
Fuck yeah! Exactly, brother. Exactly. I thought Mick was like was gonna like knock him out, and Mick is like really calm, cool, and professional, and man, the balls on that guy.
Wow.
No, that guy does not have balls. He has bubbles coming out of his ass. I've seen it personally.
Well, I know I've seen the bubbles coming out of his nose, so... I mean, it could be his ass, but I'm not sure. I've only met him twice. He was both times coming out of the women's bathroom. But anyway.
Yeah, trying to pee out of that red uniform.
Yeah, Ip Man would be cool to train with.
Man.
I just thought about that. Ip Man, he'd be interesting.
Which
No,
one,
so you know what?
Donnie
If
Yen
you're
or
gonna
the
say Ip Man's gonna be cool to train with. I'd rather say Donnie Yen. I'd like to hang out with him.
Donnie Yen? Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Donnie Yen.
Okay, that's
That
enough,
is-
Freddie. Keep going, Tom.
Oh, it's me again. Okay. So there's this guy with a hat. Oh, so
Exactly. And a little monkey.
and an organ grinder.
Does he have a beard too?
Yeah.
Bert
So
Dixon.
anyway,
The monkey sells the blue pills, and Tom wakes up in other parts of the city.
yeah.
What
Anyway.
about Bert Richardson and Larry Hartsell?
No, thank you.
No?
Mr. Hartzell for sure.
Helen, you okay?
But,
Who was that?
Sorry.
You don't like Bert?
I don't know how to explain Burton.
He just had a great story about him.
Yeah.
We won't tell
Don't
him.
get me wrong, I like Burton's. Burton's a great martial artist, but I just have different views than him, and that's about all I'll say on the air because I've never had the chance to actually meet him. So you can't dog anybody you haven't met. So, and because he's a very accomplished guy.
Yeah.
So, but that's a
very
different story
intelligent,
off the air.
He's very intelligent, too.
You've met him, correct?
Yeah, I train with him.
Okay. On more than one occasion?
Yeah, I've trained with him about 3 times at Princeton Academy, and I trained with him somewhere else too.
Okay. Like I said, I don't.
That was years ago, so things changed. But still, when I met him, he was in college, sleeping in a trailer outside of USC.
Okay. Well, you know what? If I dog somebody and I talk crap about them, it's because I know them and I respect them. So I'm not going to say anything bad about somebody that I haven't met or trained with. So I'll just keep it there. You know, we might have difference of opinions because when you watch somebody on a video,
yeah,
you might just interpret it wrong. And if I can talk to him in person and say, hey, what did you mean by that? And he can just flip the script on me that quick and go, oh, I get it. So, yeah, I don't want to be a keyboard ninja or an over-the-mic ninja and talk crap on somebody.
You don't want to be Montez Diggs?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Wait, let's talk about that monkey business. So, you guys, that's something Vic put it on Facebook the other day with a friend of ours, and this guy wrote all kinds of crap about him, and I just kind of let him have it a little bit, and then we got into a little bit of a civil conversation, but I usually don't do that, Vic, but he did it against a good friend of mine. That guy, JC's a good friend of mine, so, you know JC, is that correct?
Let me tell you, yes, he does that. He does that with almost everything. He was doing it with Soki Hassan Khalik one time. I was like, I said, this guy I said to him, you don't really understand combat. You don't really understand. No. You know, he swears he's this, that, and other. And I said, look.
Where's he from?
I think he's from Ohio.
Cool. What's his name?
Columbus. I think Ohio or Cleveland. And I said to him that I'm not going to argue with you on Facebook. I'm going to let you speak what you got to speak. But the things that you say, I want you to say it in front of the person or to the person.
I said that to him about JC. I wrote that right on there.
Oh, I like JC. JC's.
Because he's trying to say that Sanukas doesn't work and this doesn't work.
Now, Vic, who is this guy? What's his name?
His name is Montez Diggs.
Is someone out on the beach or something? What's that background noise?
Montez Diggs?
Yeah, Montez Diggs. D-I-G-G.
Sandy, you driving with the window down?
No.
Are you still driving, Sandy?
I'm looking for places to park every now and again, so.
Well, listen, don't let anybody knock on your window, and don't accept more than a 50.
I don't accept less than a 50.
Yeah.
Smart man, come on.
And listen, don't let them use certain places for the credit card.
Yeah, that hurt that time.
Yeah, that sharp edge, okay, got you.
But the reason I said Bert Richardson, for me, I would like to train with him again because he's trained over in Africa. He's trained with Kalindi. He's trained with so many different people. Pendicott, Paul Dutois.
Oh, you know what? He did put out a video years ago with the spear and the shield. I did like that video.
Yeah, he trained with so many people. I would like to just get the feel of, different arts, a variety of. I like being able to blend. I like being able, we all do flow.
Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah. When a person think they got you, all of a sudden you come out with some other art, and they're like, oh.
Yep. You'll hit them with the monkey business.
Yeah. That's why when he was saying that, I'm listening to the guy, and I'm looking at what he's doing, and I agree with another gentleman. I can't think of his name right now. He said about his power in his legs to be able to stay that low. I was like, wow.
Oh, right. Yep.
Then it made me think of Paulie Zink. Remember Paulie Zink?
No.
You don't remember Paulie Zink?
Didn't he do monkey style?
He was a monkey stylist. And Paulie Zink looked just like a monkey. He did the staff where he's up on the staff balancing. Oh, man. You got to look up Paulie Zink. Grandmaster Paulie Zink, and no joke.
Yeah, we'll do that. And it's funny, a lot of guys make that I'm friends with Grandmaster Saifullah.
Okay.
And I hear a lot of people talk smack about him, and I'm like, you know what? This man was a warrior back in the day, and just because he's a little calm and collective now, you don't want to get on the receiving end of that, man.
Let me tell you a story. Last time I did, I think 2012, when I did the Masters thing down around the city with.
No, I can't hear you over whoever's that background noise. If someone's got that noise again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there it is.
That's
Just
better.
stop.
That's better.
I went to the expo.
Mm-hmm.
Did a demo, nothing fancy. I just covered things that my Uki at the time didn't know his left punch from his right punch, and it kind of aggravated me because I said, left jab, he threw a right jab. I parried it, did the technique, switch sides or whatever. I asked for a hook, he threw a hook at this dude. I'm saying, is he trying to make me look bad? Even though I counted everything he did, and I pulled off the demo or whatever, but it wasn't like I told him. I said, I don't rehearse nothing. I'll just tell the joke and throw the jab cross hook. Throw this, throw that, throw a round kick. I don't sit there and rehearse it because in reality it's not rehearsed.
Right.
And I'm so used to being in a prison where they didn't say, okay, I'm going to come up here and punch you in the face. They didn't tell you that.
And 19 years out now you are, right?
Oh, yeah, 19 years out.
I read that. Congrats.
But thank you. Grandmaster Superlon, this is one of his students. I didn't know that.
What was his name?
His name was Gerald Hall, and he's from New York.
Okay.
Now, I didn't know I thought he was in New York, and Grandmaster Superlon was in Philly. So
Yeah.
once we finished the demo, I gave Grandmaster my room because my wife was sick in the nursing hospital. She had meningitis. Yeah. And I wanted to get back to my wife. So I did the demo. Luckily, I let her do the demo.
Vic, you sound like you're in the toilet.
That's it. No, that's not me.
Somebody
Yeah, it's very weak, the sound.
Now it's that feedback again. Whoever's got that feedback.
So anyway, I gave him my room. But before I gave him my room, Gerald was up in the room. We were talking, and Grandmaster Sufala was telling me about his background, about
Saifullah.
Saifullah. Okay, he was telling me his background because that's the first time I had met him in person.
Right.
So he told Gerald, he said, stand up. So Gerald stood up. I'm sitting on the bed looking at this like, he said, yeah, throw a jab. And Grandmaster, I said, look, I'm not a Grandmaster. Don't put that title on me yet. I said, He said, how long you been in the arts? And I told him, he said, well, you a Grandmaster? No. I'm just Victor. I was an officer. I'm just an SCO. I don't have that title. My belt was, whatever. But anyway, long story short, he told Gerald, throw a jab. He blocked, parried, hit Gerald, busted his lip. Then he said, throw a jab cross hook. Like he asked you. He threw the jab cross hook. He swept him, stomped him. I'm sitting there in the mate. I'm looking at him. I'm like, whoa. Mm-hmm. I'm scared to move. I'm sitting on the bed. I'm like, whoa. I did not see him move until the Joker had hit the floor.
How long ago was this?
This was 2012.
Okay.
And then Gerald told me he was sick with cancer.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there like, what? He said, Gerald had a busted lip. He took it, we got to take, I remember, back in the days, I was like, whoa. I was sitting there in awe. I was like, he just beat your butt.
2012 was back in the days. Woof, we're old.
No, 2012.
That's what I'm saying. 2012. That's back in the days. Woof. If you would have said like 1992 back in the days.
I mean, for me, well, it's 2020, right?
Yeah.
And I was like in awe because that's the first time I seen him, and it was like that was an introductory to his speed, his tenacity, his ability. Face, right close up. I seen the demo from 3-4 chairs apart, but so if anybody doubting his skill, I want to be there to watch it.
Listen. Well, I have a story for Saifullah the Air, how Saifullah and I first met over some idiot showed up at his school. Some idiot shows up at his school at 52nd and Market in Philadelphia, somewhere around down there. I'm sorry, 69th Street was it? Somewhere down in that area. Wearing one of my T-shirts, drunk off his gourd, and telling Saifullah that I was coming to fight Saifullah. So Saifullah calls me on the phone because this joker gives him my phone number. Now, if anybody here, how many of us know Saifullah besides Vic and myself?
I know him.
I tell everybody he's the Muslim James Brown. He talks like James Brown. And he called me on the phone, and I couldn't understand a word he said, and I hung up on him, and he called me back, and we had words, and we hung up on him. Years went by. One of my students was training with him. And I was like, you know what? One of these days I gotta meet him. Sable and I met face to face. We looked at each other. We've been dearest friends ever since. Probably 10 plus better years now. We've been dearest of friends, and we let some idiot step in between us who would talk some shit when he was drunk.
Were you wearing that cute little mini skirt?
I'd never take it off, Tom. Come on.
Okay.
Jesus. So, but yeah, that's my story with Sableye.
Hey guys, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Where you see it, Freddie? Go ahead. What are you going to say?
No, I found out. I was looking at Vic's post, and I see the thing with JC doing the form, and then two guys disrespecting Montez Diggs and Dragan Rajkovic.
That's the one. I think that's the one who calls it monkey business. And
yes, yeah. And then he's talking
he does Muay Thai, Sambo, and something else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's that. So anyway, Tom, can you finish what you were saying?
When?
Now, let's get off the tangent now and get back to Tom's telling us about his hat story.
Oh, you disappeared. What happened? Your volume went.
Wait.
You're gone.
Yeah, I hear a lot of like interference.
Is it still interference now? Well, that's because I was talking like.
I know you were doing that, but you actually disappeared for a bit.
No, that's because my thumb was. Never mind.
Up your ass? Okay.
Exactly. It's hard to turn around with a phone and with a wire.
Yeah, I bet. What was I doing? Oh, the last one. It would be Evan Fantazi. That would be the guy I would train with.
Yeah, you talked about O-Sensei.
I talked about a sensei.
Yeah.
Right. And I said, I'd be interested to see how all that stuff works that he did.
Mm-hmm. You know what his weakness was, though, Sensei? If you just pulled on that beard, he probably fell right down.
Probably. But I've seen videos of him where they bring him in like
Steven Seagal?
No, shut up. About they bring him in, he can't even walk. He gets up and he throws these guys around.
Yeah.
You know.
That's where they learned the no-touch knockout.
No, it was before that. That was Dillman's claim to fame.
The no-touch knockout. Is that the same thing as the touch him in this spot after 5 o'clock and kill him?
No,
day?
That's Fury. That's Fury with the touch him at 5 o'clock.
What language did she just speak? What?
Armenian.
Armenian is what I thought it was. I just got hungry for a falafel.
Yeah. Me too. Now that you mention it.
Vic, you still there? Did we lose Vic?
Did y'all what? Can you hear?
There he is. Yeah, now I can
Did Tom and Freddie, did y'all see Fury's video when you were in Atlantic City?
The one he just recently posted?
I don't know if he recently posted, but it was a video going on down at the, in January, I think, when we were at Alan Goldberg's affair. And it was Fury had a video running at his table.
Was it of running water?
No, it was just him and his students doing techniques. You know, I was just sitting there shaking my head.
Was it I know, it was a Life Alert commercial.
What's all the strategy?
Hey, you know what? Let me disconnect here, and then I'll call everybody back. Maybe it's the connection, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. I just disconnected and I'm bringing it back, everybody back.
This it?
Hola.
This it?
All
I'm
right.
here.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you nice and clear now, Vic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Did we lose Tom?
Tom, you
I'm
there? And Sandy's
Unfortunately, I'm here.
there.
I mean, yes, I'm here.
Yes, there he is. There he is.
And Sandy's there.
Sandy, are you here?
I'm here.
Oh yeah, it doesn't sound like she's in the trunk.
It's our favorite place.
There he is.
What,
In the truck?
Sandy, what
In the
art
truck.
do you study?
What, I
She's a
studied,
ninja. No, samurai. She's a samurai.
no, both, man. I started out with Koshu Kempo. When I was a military wife, I was just bouncing everywhere. If there was a school I could go to, I would go and train. But my last route was Sogo Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay, I see where we got the static from now.
What is that? Where's the static from?
From her phone.
Oh.
Hold on, guys.
She,
Hold on.
she said her last art was some kind of bum jiu-jitsu.
Burmese boxing? What's the thing?
Okay, is that better?
Holy
Yeah.
mackerel.
Yeah.
You're sitting on my lap.
So where you were bouncing around the service, what stations did you were you at and trained at?
We were in Jacksonville, North Carolina,
Okay.
and then we were in Bethesda, Maryland, which is just right outside DC.
Right.
So, but I ended up when I was in right outside Bethesda. I just trained with the school. It was Kung Fu with my ex-husband at the time. He wanted to learn Kung Fu. He thought it was the greatest thing in the world to watch people fly. And then I ended up pregnant and I stopped.
Carradine did for Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Everybody
You know,
was kung fu fighting.
And then she said her very last art was the bum jiu-jitsu.
Sogo Fujitsu.
No, I thought it was bum jiu-jitsu.
Explain it, Sandy.
Sogo Fujitsu is a word that...
It sounds like a fungus.
No, it's new on the sushi menu.
Ooh.
He was a fun guy. He was a fun guy.
Yeah.
Fun guy?
A fun guy.
Like a
Fun
fun
guy?
guy.
Like a
He
mushroom?
was a fun guy. You know what? No. I cannot diss the art because I learned a lot there, and he wasn't always my instructor. I was a student of one of his highest ranked. I was a student of one of his highest ranked students. So I learned a lot from that person. God rest his soul. I'm still teary eyed over that one. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense if you break apart what if you don't listen to what he says, but you actually did what he did. It made more sense.
That sounds like talking to my wife.
What?
That's basically. Well, it was mind control. It was a way to get people to slow down their training so that they would stay there longer.
That's exactly like talking to my wife.
Yeah, basically. But no, I did learn a lot there. I enjoyed my time there. I learned a lot about Japanese arts that I had not known prior to that. So yeah, but
Was that up in Allentown?
So how many?
no, it was in the city.
Bethlehem.
Yeah.
Bethlehem, that's where it was.
Yeah. But no, he like I said, I don't wish any harm to anybody there.
Oh, man, there goes your Rhode Island accent.
Hey, not for nothing, all right? I parked the car, okay?
Did she just say she parked the car?
No,
I parked the car.
No, she wished no harm. No harm.
I did a harm, yes.
Can you
I
say
did.
that'll be a long time, $5? Never mind.
No,
Oh,
because
me
I
or
took the whole I'm on that. But no, so that's what I did.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen your former instructor twice in my lifetime and looked angry both times.
He looked angry.
Oh yeah.
Somebody pulled on his
That's
chin beard.
That's because somebody put him in a corner and they wouldn't let him talk.
Oh, wow.
True story.
Where have you seen him?
He was at 2 benefits that I taught at. He showed up
Okay.
because he was originally training with a guy, Sahuddin Muhammad.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you ever had the chance to meet him.
Oh, she
Yes,
has.
I have.
I'm sorry to hear that.
We all had.
But I think he's still in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He moved up to Boston?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right.
Sometimes when you owe people too much money. But
Ah.
oh God, did I think that out?
I know nothing about owing people money. Wait, did I owe people money? Wait, somebody said I owed them money.
Well, if you owed them money, that means they wanted a refund.
What do you guys think about Dennis Brown?
Well,
What does he teach, Vic? I don't know the name.
He's a Kung Fu scholar. Grandmaster Dennis Brown.
Where's he from?
D.C. area, Maryland area.
Don't know.
don't know.
I don't know him.
Yeah, I'm not a big kung fu guy. I don't know.
Come on, it was a great show. Back in the 70s, I love that show.
Yeah.
The only kung fu people I've known or met is like Francis Fong.
Oh, okay. What do you think
I
of
would've-
him?
My God, I mean,
Yeah.
he should definitely be in my top 5.
Yeah. He's
What kind of kung fu did he do?
Wing Chun.
Oh, he was a Wing Chun guy?
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
Francis Fong.
Oh, okay.
Brendan Lyles is his teacher.
You know what's funny is Tim Tackett quite some years ago. We were sitting just randomly BSing, and he just comes out one day. You know, the man's in his late 60s, and he goes, "I wish James never died." He's talking about James Lee. He's like, "I said so much to learn from him." He's like, "Man," and you're like,
I have his book.
Yeah.
Who, Tim
Yeah.
Tackett?
That
No,
was the
James
first-
Lee
That
on
was
Wing
the first
Chun.
Wing Chun book I ever got. Yep. James Lee.
That green book on Wing Chun, James
Yeah.
Lee.
What are you eating?
Cheetos.
Are you still on video eating Cheetos?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay.
guy that I worked bouncing for at DJ trained with James Lee.
Nice.
Yeah. He used to fly out to Cali and everything.
I was gonna say James died when, in the 70s, right?
Yeah, he used to
72.
fly out there. Yeah, this guy is a millionaire. He's a billionaire, probably. But he has a club in Las Vegas. He has a club here in Belmar, and he used to fly out all over the country and train.
Yeah, but
Jeez, how old's
James,
that gentleman?
didn't James Lee learn his Wing Chun from Bruce?
How's my man that owns the DJ? He's old. He's old.
No, I don't think so. Because Bruce really didn't know as much Wing Chun as people say.
No, because that's what, according to the book, that's where he learned it from. That's according to his book.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, I thought that Bruce only had the first form.
That's all you need to defeat the world, mister. Duh.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he had the first form, which is he'd have Chunky or Bill G. But
How many forms were there? Like 3? Were there only 3?
yeah, there's 3 forms: butterflies, and then the dragon pose.
I wonder, Mick, do you know Art Eng, Wing Chun guy?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I might have met him, but I don't know him.
He's out of Philly,
He's in
Chinatown.
Philly.
Is this Sifu Clip a Wing Chun guy?
Yeah, he was watching Sifu Cliff.
Who?
You know, he's Steven Seagal's cousin. They
Somebody's got a fascination with somebody's pointed at Steven Seagal, don't you?
Oh, no, it's the beard. I like the beard. I like what's in it.
Jeez.
It's just the Ferdy thing. Ferdy's beard just sparks nostalgia.
It's the Cheetos. Don't get any
Yeah.
Cheeto dust in that beard.
Oh.
No, you save that for later, Tom.
We'll call you Red Beard.
Oh God, no. He's in Queens.
Oh,
That guy's
God.
in Queens.
Where are you going now? He's leaving us.
No, I'm just getting ice.
Sound like you fell.
My ice machine.
Hey, but at least Red Beard knows which way south is.
Oh god.
Bertie is so professional when it comes to these videos.
Oh hell
Vic,
yeah.
what were we talking about, Cliff? What were we saying about Cliff?
Sifu Cliff.
Isn't he a Wing Chun guy?
Yeah, he's a Wing Chun guy.
Cliff Cooper?
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I seen him doing some work with the butterfly sword.
How'd you like it?
How did I like it?
Yeah, was it? Would you say it was good or bad or in the middle, or is that an off the air thing?
I don't know the butterfly sword, so I really couldn't say. I mean, was his posture and some of his transitions? Could I look?
Hey, Andres is on with us. Turn your camera off, Andres.
Working
Bertie,
on it.
you
Hold on.
gone?
No, I'm still here. I just told
Why
on.
did I just get a video of him?
Because Andres just came on.
Yeah, just turn your kid and camera off.
Pardon me.
Good.
What's up,
I
Andres?
thought y'all wanted to look at my ugly mug or something.
If I wanted to do that, I'd go in my bathroom.
So, but yeah, I don't really know whether it's good or bad. I didn't get that far.
Okay.
Andres, welcome to the chat. Say hello to Sandy.
Hi.
She's new. And the topic for you, Andres, and we'd like to hear your
What the hell are
answer.
you doing, Ferdy?
I'm shaking
Stirring his ice.
stirring my ice.
Did you make Kool-Aid?
Huh? No, it's
Great.
Margaritas.
actually it's
Did you make the purple drink?
it is purple. It's grape cran. So Andres,
Yo.
give us any martial artist.
$10 each.
Any martial artist, he could be deceased or living, that you've never trained with that you would like to train.
Oh,
Would like to train for like.
man. I don't know, man. Oh,
Alright, don't give
Danny
up now.
Insano, for sure. Like, I'd be happy to train with him. Oh, I never got to meet him. And Nene Tortel, I never trained with him.
Well, I'm bringing Nene here. I don't think I'm going to bring him this year. I'll probably bring him next year.
If he's still
Two
alive.
living gods. Like,
Oh my god.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Yeah, this 2020 is a crazy year, right?
Yeah, I had him here on 2018.
So who else? Nene and who else?
Oh, man.
Ferdy, now what are you doing?
Best vacation ever.
Drinking.
So Nene, who else?
Nene. You know what, man? Like, fucking go back to, like, my middle school roots. I like to train with some Ed Parker. I never met Ed Parker.
You don't like Billy Blanks?
I can do some Tai-Bo, yeah. For sure, man. But I think Ed Parker, like, you know, he did some, you know, Hawaii, man, like, you know, Hawaii had some, like, some critical, like, innovations in martial arts at that time.
Who?
Hawaii.
As far as the state of Hawaii.
Oh.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The 60s and the 70s? Oh, God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yep.
Who were the dudes that, like, started Kaji Kembo, man?
That was Imperado. Then he was the last one to die, right? Imperado.
Imperato.
What is I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly.
Ferdy, I'm going to come over to the house and slap you, and then I'm going to come back home.
Okay. Bring a razor too. You can give me a shave.
Dude. Don't go to New Jersey. That's like a hot spot right now. Give me a couple of months before you start.
Yeah.
Okay?
No,
He'll
like,
deserve
our
it then,
cases
Phil.
are
He'll
going
deserve it then,
down.
too.
What are you talking about?
Listen, I don't have my passport yet. I'm not allowed over in New Jersey.
No.
He snuck in last year.
That's because I came with a Canadian.
Which Canadian?
Excuse me?
Your
Which
student?
Canadian?
Your student? Canadian?
Yeah.
I was thinking we were talking about the other Dave from up in Canada.
Oh, no, I don't think he knows him. What's that guy's name again? Dave. He's another
Dave
ninja.
Gibbs.
Gibbs.
Yeah.
Dave Gibbs. He unfriended me. I don't know why.
Who's he?
Because of your personality.
What is he?
Probably. I take credit for that, Tom.
He's he's ninjutsu and he's a walkie-down version of Taps.
He what? He's a
He's a ghost.
He's a Ghostbuster. He's a ghost hunter. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He's a Ghostbuster.
He's a ghost hunter. He does that for a living.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, dude. One of his students, he brought one of his students, and she was also a martial artist under her father. Her father died, and the way they met is she hired him to, like, I don't know, look for him.
So what did her father's soul get into his body, and now he's a martial artist?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's been a martial artist.
That's probably where he learned from. He probably learned all the ghosts and matches.
It's the ghost ninja.
Jesus.
The ghost ninja. Yeah.
So anyway, let's go back to Andres. So you did? Who was your last person you said?
Oh my gosh. Like,
Ed Parker.
all right.
Ed Parker.
He said Ed Parker.
What about Christopher Ricketts, man?
Topher?
The Bakugan. Christopher Ricketts. He trained under Illustrissimo.
Yeah, he died.
Was that cool?
Oh yeah, he died.
Yeah.
10 years. Yeah, Topher Ricketts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what was his organization?
Babakan.
I'm just playing with you. Bakbakan. It's
I can't say
Bakbakan.
I don't know.
It's Tagalog, so I just wanted to say.
Yeah.
Bakbakan is like hitting.
Who else, Andres? Because he's already talking.
Remy Presses for sure, because Remy Presses like taught my teacher. So yeah, for
Who was
sure. I
your
would
teacher
love
again?
Chad Bailey.
Oh, that's right, Chad.
Yeah.
Remy.
I don't know, man. Edgar Salite, like, come on, like the list goes on. Like, where do you start? Where do you stop? Like,
That's why we have your top.
Yeah, I was privileged to train with both of those guys. Multiple.
oh, which ones?
Remy and Edgar.
Oh wow, yeah, that must have been impressive.
Yeah, man. See, back in the Vic can attest to this probably. Back in the late '90s to the mid 2000s, the seminar circuit was wild, man. You can go anywhere you wanted, see anybody you wanted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now it's gone.
Yeah.
But remember, Black Belt Magazine used to have on the back page a list of all the seminars.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. That's listen. The Black Belt Magazine is where I first got my first clip of Hawk. What's that, Tom?
That's where you first bought your black belt?
Yes, that's where I bought that. And then I went to this little Asian down in South Philadelphia, and she sewn my name in. And I said, "What does that say?" She says, "I don't know. I don't read Chinese." I said, "Okay."
on R Street.
It's you some dumb fuck.
You're talking about Asian World when it used to be on Arch Street. Remember that?
Yeah.
Asian World's about 20 minutes from, well, maybe half an hour from my
I've
house.
never been there. How is that place?
It's a warehouse now, but the store back on 8th Street was like iconic, man. But now it's just a
didn't they
warehouse.
move it out of Philly? Like it's in the suburbs now, right?
It's still in Philly, but it's in the outskirts of Philly, yeah. But it's still in Philadelphia. So, but what the heck were we just saying? Ferdy always ruins it.
You were talking about no, that was Tom that ruined that. You were saying about Hawk in Black Belt.
Yeah, I read an article about Hawk in Black Belt, and then I got a chance to meet him. And Vic, have you ever trained with Hawk?
No, but I've always wanted to.
Jim McCann and I used to train with him. We used to travel all over the place and train, do his seminars with him. I've had the privilege of doing that with him, and of course, with everybody knows my history with Tackett. So I've been all over the place with Tackett.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Hawk.
Hawk gave me a free T-shirt.
No, well, no, he charged you somewhere along the line.
No, he charged Tom.
I like the way he does his seminars. He'll tell you a story for 20 minutes, show you something for 5, disappear. 20 minutes later, he walks through the room with a clipboard in his hand, doesn't look at anyone, to the other side of the room, out the door. 10 minutes later, he comes back in and starts another conversation, another story.
Where was this one at?
It was in Englishtown.
Englishtown at Modern Martial Arts?
I don't remember. I don't really
I think
remember.
it was.
Modern Martial Arts.
Yeah, I think it was.
Who owns Modern Martial Arts?
Back
Some
then,
tall guy.
what was his name? He's out in Arizona now.
They had like a ring. Did they have a ring in there, Tom?
Yeah, they had a makeshift.
Yes.
He had a school in Englishtown and a school in Woodbridge.
Wait, they had a ring in a store?
No, in his school.
In school.
In a school? Oh, I thought you were still on that store, and I was like, what?
As soon as you walk in, it was to the right, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because for the longest, Hawk was only in New Jersey was Jim McCann.
Yeah, he doesn't do Jersey anymore.
No, not too many people do Jersey anymore.
They're smart.
I know. Stay away from Jersey.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Jersey stinks, like, literally.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
like bad. You can tell what part of Jersey you're in by the
The
smell.
odor.
Yes!
Yeah, especially when you're on the turnpike and you see all those factories. And
you think you're close to the ocean because you can smell that foul smell, and you're like, no, you're still in Camden.
No.
You're like, oh damn.
Nah, you don't want to be in Camden.
No.
No.
Oh, we should all meet up one day and go to Camden and go to Hachi Lingo's school.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I like him.
Yeah.
He's good. Smooth. He's smooth too.
We did a seminar for JC when JC did his Bitma thing down in the city. It was me, Hachi Lingo, and Hassan Khalik, and Kalindi's student. I wish I can remember his name. Kenny Moody, I believe his name was.
Yeah, you was telling me about him. I'm looking him up.
Yeah, Kenny, and but Hachi Lingo and I were moving around, and he just brushed my face, like my eyelid, with his razor sharp fingernails, and like split me wide open.
Oh.
You know who did that to me? Kiyoshi Farouk Gibbs.
I thought I was gonna say Saifullah with those fingernails he's got.
No.
Farouk Gibbs. That sounds
Yeah.
familiar. That name does sound familiar.
Where's he from? Farouk Gibbs.
New York.
Yeah, he's from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, I think he's from somewhere around there, but he's retired Air Force, 30 years, and he trains under he's CLOT. He first was I think Kempo or Karate, then he's in CLOT, and he's under what's his name? It'll come to me. I'm getting old. But
Getting old.
Yeah,
We're all
61.
old.
See, lot in New York. The only one is that guy. He's from Jamaica, New York.
No. His grandmaster is not from New York. His grandmaster is from Indonesia. He comes over, and he comes up to a school in Ewing under Ed Green. Ed Green has a school in Ewing.
All right, who's cutting their fingernails?
Okay, his instructors is CQ Salamine.
Salami?
CQ Salamine, I think is his name.
Do you guys know Billy Bryant?
Yeah, I heard of Billy Bryant.
What, in Philadelphia?
Yeah,
Bill Bryant?
Billy Bryant. Yeah.
New World Mixed Martial Arts?
Nah, he did Cadena de Mano, man. He passed away like some
That
time
was
ago.
the one. He was from New York.
Well, because there's a Bill Bryan in Philadelphia as well. But he's a Muay Thai guy.
I think the one you're talking about is from upstate New York.
I think so. I never met him. I heard a lot about him.
Yeah, he passed away. Yep.
I have one DVD from him. But yeah, he has some serious stuff, man. Yeah,
What did he do?
Away,
What did he do, Andres?
Cadena de Mano was the style, like he said he taught.
Cadena de mano.
What is it?
Yeah.
Cadena de mano. That means chained hands. Cadena's chain.
Yeah. Pretty
What was his
interesting
stuff?
man.
What was it based on?
Just on like Filipino stuff. He was a black dude. Like he had his like I don't know, man. It was based on Filipino martial arts, and then like whatever like he brought into it.
Okay.
But he has some like really awesome stuff.
Bill Bryant?
I'm gonna ask
Billy
you a
Bryant.
question. I'm gonna ask you a question. What do you need to bring into the Filipino martial arts?
Nothing. It's all
The only thing you can bring into the Filipino martial arts is your own thought process
Scotch.
of how it works for you.
Yeah.
That's in any martial art.
You just can bring your own body because the Filipino, to me, I know it's me, it encompasses
It's the most
grappling,
complete.
the weapon, the I mean, it's so complete. It's like, you just be like, damn, I'm a kid in the candy store.
No, Sandy will disagree with you. She'll say Sogo Bajitsu is the most complete.
No. I have to say this about the Filipino martial arts. It's the only martial arts that hasn't been tainted by like Hollywood. Or, stop it.
I thought she said the Filipino martial arts is the only one that had lady boys.
No,
that's in
they
Thailand.
do, with
That's in
with the
Thailand.
hands that they can't grow. No, it's the only martial art that hasn't been tainted by like Hollywood where some American has decided that they can make it better. And that's why it gets
Give it
to
time.
stay.
Oh.
Yeah, give it time. That's why it gets to stay true to form.
Well,
and it
apparently
gets to
you
stay,
haven't saw Jack Reacher. Come on.
I have. I forgot all about it. Oh, that's something I want to train my next John Wick. There you go. Nobody found that funny. I'm gonna shut off.
No, because we couldn't hear you.
Yeah,
You
we
disappeared.
I thought you heard said something about a man's little something, and I go, what?
No. I said that's the next person I want to train with, John Wick.
Oh, John Wick.
John
Wait,
Wick.
I thought I heard another word.
No, easy there.
Oh, no.
Well, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is a nice guy.
Keanu Reeves is
but-
part Filipino.
He's putting in work, man. Like,
Listen,
that
let's
dude's
think
putting in
about
work.
who saw John Wick 3.
Oh God, yeah.
Who hasn't?
That's the question.
I'm still waiting for it to come out on VHS, but
VHS.
Beta.
beta. So let's not talk about Keanu Reeves. Let's talk about what Halle Berry did in that movie.
Mm.
She did so amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
So I mean,
All right, I'm a girl. I like Keanu Reeves. I have to say that, but Halle Berry does amazing in almost everything.
All right, so let me just put my 3.5 cents in about what's that guy's name that did John Wick?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu
Yes.
Reeves.
So he is a mimicker. He's not a martial artist.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of that.
well, that's
Okay.
not true because now isn't he training with the Machados and all these guys now on a regular basis?
I still
I
think he's
don't
a
know.
mimicker.
No.
I don't think he has his own personality in the art.
No, he doesn't.
My
He's
3.5 cents.
everything that, from what I understand, and everything that he's done in movies like for John Wick or what he did for The Matrix and stuff, it was all choreographed.
Oh
And he
yeah.
only
Yeah, of
learned
course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
choreographed.
Of course.
Of course.
He hasn't like actually like trained to the point where he's just worked the
So
technique from
maybe I'll fist fight him, but I don't know if I really want to gun fight him because he's put in that work with behind that trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were talking about Halle Berry. Duh.
No,
So-
we're not talking about Halle Berry. Duh.
We
Yes,
Why
we
wouldn't
are.
we be?
I know. I want to talk about Halle Berry and those dogs.
Yeah, those dogs were awesome.
I want one.
I want all of those dogs.
Yeah. Yep. I let the dogs in the yard and I chain her right to the fence.
We're not getting off on tangents, are we? We staying on topic? We getting off on tangents?
Well,
No.
Sandy
Well,
says she wants to train
we've
with John Wick.
We've asked everybody that question, so now we're gonna play with John Wick.
All right,
She
so
wants to-
You're gonna play with John Wick.
if we're gonna talk about people we want to train with out of John Wick, I want to train with the little C-Lot man
Yes.
with the ponytail.
Yes.
I don't know his name.
Oh, I don't know his name. I can find out. I have a raid. He was in Raid 2, and I have that.
Oh, he was in Raid 1 as well.
Yes, I have both. But oh god,
That dude is so freaking amazing.
he was.
I watched a video of him in Indonesia and his students. Oh,
He's great.
my God. His female students are
I
deadly.
think I follow him on Instagram. I gotta look.
I gotta find out his name.
Yeah, he's one smooth dude, man.
Yeah.
If he was a little taller, he'd probably be a bigger action star.
Camera angles, they can make him taller.
He could.
Yeah.
Look what they did Sylvester Stallone. You'd think he's 6 foot.
You know, right?
No, Sylvester
5'2".
Stallone is like 5'5", dude.
I
Like,
know
he's
that.
short,
We're talking
dude.
about camera angles.
He's sort of like you, actually.
Look at Tom Cruise. He's shorter than me, and they make him like 6
What do you think about Sly's last
He's a gnome.
Sly's last what?
his last movie, Rambo?
Well,
That movie sucked.
I haven't seen it.
You know what? Like, it was a Rambo movie.
No, it wasn't.
You know?
No, it wasn't.
No, it
was,
wasn't.
oh, he
it
goes.
was
He
a-
goes to Mexico and
It was. He took a shit. He looked at it and said, "Man, I can make a movie about a tunnel." That's all that was.
Yeah.
That movie sucked.
Oh, man.
I thought he was
I
really
got-
going to do some killing in that movie, like Rambo 2. That was the first two is it. The last couple stunk.
Mm.
So I don't know, man. I'm just not with it. The only way he can redeem himself is if Rambo faces Jason.
They should do that one. Sure.
you know what? There's like this this place. I don't know where it is. I think it's in the Midwest where you can stay over in a campsite, and they have this guy as Jason going around chasing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called. They even named it Camp Crystal Lake.
And then, remember, Vic, I said, it'd be the other way around. We'd be chasing Jason.
Just think, you can go down to Kensington and go to Camp Crystal Meth.
You know the actual like Camp Crystal Lake that they used in like the first two movies is in New Jersey. It's like an old Boy Scout camper.
Wow.
Like that. Yeah.
Where's that static coming from?
There's her phone again.
That is not me. I'm parked. Car is shut off.
All right, the guy's name is Yayan Ruhian. Yayan Ruhian.
Oh, the Silat guy?
C-Lot
Yeah,
Master?
Mad Dog.
Yeah,
Okay.
he is just ridiculous, man.
I think I'm going to watch Raid 2 over the weekend.
I think all them guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Like, what was that last movie Mark Wahlberg did with Ronda Rousey in it? Like 22 Miles or Mile 22,
Oh,
whatever it was.
yeah. Something
Who's
22,
the guy who's in that movie? The
Yeah.
Indonesian guy.
yeah. C-Lot guy.
He's amazing as well.
He was in the
Mile
raid.
22. What's it called?
Yeah, he was in the raid as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
He was the cop.
Yeah.
Ewan or Ewo or gosh, I can never get this guy's name.
Because you know what's funny?
Eco.
Eco, yeah.
You know what's
Yeah,
funny?
he's in the raid. He's the guy that did all the choreography for the raid.
Yeah.
When these guys all started to come out in these movies, you know Tony Jaa disappeared?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said, did you notice, like, when these guys came out in these movies, that Tony Jaa kind of disappeared?
Yeah.
He fell off the radar?
Yeah. But
Tony
didn't,
Jaa was in he was in a movie with Eco.
yeah, he was exactly.
Skin Trade or something, wasn't it?
I thought it was something Assassins.
There's like three of them, three guys.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I seen that
But
movie.
he kind of, I don't know. He just kind of
Faded away.
got old. He kind of got old.
Yeah.
Who's this? No one wants
He
to see
wasn't that.
anybody get hit.
He's not as limber as he used to be.
And everybody got sick of him hitting everybody in the head with an elbow.
From 20 feet jumps.
Yeah.
No, we started
Or jumping in with his knee.
What's that, Vic?
I said we started loving that karambit.
Nah, I'm not a fan.
You not?
I
No, I know
love
it.
that.
I'm very versed with it. I'm very good with it, but I'm just not a fan.
Well, you know how to disarm it. That's why.
Kinda. I mean, in theory, it's hard to disarm a karambit because if it's wrapped around your finger, all thing you do is you gotta snap that finger and.
Yep.
But
You know how to do a true disarm? A real Filipino disarm? You take a friggin'
you-
bolo and
you
cut the arm
you
off.
cut his arm off.
That's it. Disarm
Oh,
that
fuck.
arm.
Yeah. That's
Bad jokes. Bad jokes.
Listen, that's the first thing.
It's only a joke.
No, that's not a joke. That's for real.
That's for real.
We're defanging the snake, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Actually,
Wait a minute. What art did you say you took again?
Who?
Sandy,
Who?
Sandy.
Sandy took
she took the
Triple
original.
threat.
she took Bullet Ninjutsu.
Oh, okay.
Triple Threat was the movie he was in.
Yeah, Triple Threat. That's the one.
Wait, Sandy, what are you studying? Wait,
Finger painting.
I'm currently not studying, but I was studying samurai ninjutsu.
Finger
We'll go
painting.
there. Finger painting. But that was the last one I did.
Samurai
I started when I was
Finger painting.
when I was
That's the art.
when I was a child. But as I grew up and then I moved around a lot, and I went to a whole bunch of different places.
She's back in the trunk.
Just
Yes, it sounds like she's jogging.
I'm not back in the trunk.
She got out of the trunk.
Man.
She just got out of the trunk.
But I was in Pennsylvania. Last place I was to, I haven't trained in several years due to
Okay,
family
so
commitments.
do you notice every time she starts talking about her background, she disappears? It's like a mystery. She doesn't want us to really know.
Exactly.
That's the ninja part, man.
That's
See,
it.
see?
Yep.
back to the shadows.
Yeah.
All right.
You
All right. Where
don't
were we?
even know me, and they're gonna pick on me. I love it.
Oh, like I said, you wait till you guys see me in person.
So Nick, what do you like about the Filipino arts? What's the best area that you like as far as Filipino arts?
Filipino food.
So let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. Now you know what? The last time I had Filipino food, I had to go to the dentist to get my hair cut.
What do you need? It's in my car.
What hair?
Quiet, in the back seat.
Hold on.
You know, on the floor, in the back seat, in the bed.
Are you guys talking about Sandy?
I think he's getting hosed.
In the car in the back seat? I don't know what you're talking about.
Parking garage.
No, she doesn't need the backseat. She's a trunk girl.
Anyway, Vic, to answer your question, let me start it with this. If I had to choose one martial art out of all the things that I've studied my whole life, I would go to the Filipino martial arts. What martial art do we train? Kempo. I've trained Taekwondo. I've trained JKD. I've trained Jiu-Jitsu. But in all reality, what one is war tested and war proven?
Right.
So let's go to the Filipino martial arts, right?
Right.
Your question was, what do I like the most out of it?
What area do you like?
So what area? I would have to say the empty hand and the Dumag part of it. So the Panatukan and the Dumag part of it. Now, I do love my sticks, don't get me wrong. But I'm not always going to have sticks on me. So I do like the idea of the Panatukan, the limb destruction, the Dumag, taking down to the ground, fighting my way back up. And then,
But if you like the limb destruction and you have a limb to work with, you have a stick.
No.
Oh. That's your Sogo Bujitsu logic.
yeah. Listen,
Yeah, let her elaborate.
Listen, when you wear the headband from now on, don't tie it too close to your throat. So, because it cuts off the oxygen. Anyway.
No, because that wasn't only from him. That was from learning from the past. You can use your opponent as a weapon against another opponent.
Yeah,
Of course.
you can.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
that.
And as far as like sticks go, you walk down any street, you can pick up a stick. So
Not any street.
Yeah, I was gonna say what.
not any street. Okay. All right. Well, there are some streets you can pick up pipes and stuff. like
What
that.
streets are you walking?
She walks a lot of streets there.
No. I
Oh,
I'm right on the corner. Okay.
Remember
what corner?
your profession was, so
Stand in the light. Stand in the light.
You might
Remember- remember
pick
she-
up a couple bottles.
she's used to getting the pipe. Listen. Oh, anyway.
All right. In the wick.
Wait. The wick. Is that what we
Wick?
call it these days? The wick?
The whip.
The wick.
John Wick. But anyway, yeah. So the
John's
Vic,
Wick.
Vic, that's probably where I would stand if I had to pick one of the ways. What is there? 12 ways of the Filipino martial arts.
Depending on which system, yeah.
Yeah, I would stick with the hand-to-hand stuff, and then the ground stuff. Even though the true Filipino is they teach you the weapon first, but
Yeah.
or I don't even like to say the word weapon anymore. Let's say the word tool.
Tool.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So those are the two. How about yourself? What would you choose?
I think I'm on the same line as you, coming from the background I was in.
Mhm.
I like, empty hand. I like taking to the ground, stomping the knee, and all that good stuff. But I got into it basically so I can learn to defend the snake as far as weapons in case of a shank or whatever. Been lucky.
Right.
I've only had 3 incidents out of my tours, and been lucky to only get cut once, and survive it. It wasn't a major cut.
Right.
As far as it taught me the angles, and that's something that you definitely need.
Well, you know what's cool?
See, that's where I was gonna go with Filipino martial arts. My favorite part of it is the basics,
stick?
the footwork. No,
Right,
that,
stick.
the footwork.
Right, but
Because
it teaches you
move-
footwork, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta learn. Well, everything teaches you footwork when you're doing technique. You gotta use proper footwork with it in order for the technique to work at the maximum. And that's what I like with Filipino martial arts is the angles, the footwork, the flowing of the movement, so
Right.
that the technique works. Too many martial arts, especially the ones that get touched by Hollywood, or touched by basically an American. I'm going to be honest with you. They try to dumb it down to make it look like what an American would want it to look like. Is they change the stances, they change the movement of the feet.
Yeah,
and
I
it
call that
takes-
the wow factor.
So
Yes.
here's what we had a conversation. We had a topic a long time ago that I brought up that the
That
Filipino
lasted like
martial
10
arts.
minutes.
Shut up. Are going the way of Taekwondo.
Oh,
Taekwondo used to be good, and then it got all flashy and fancy.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at a lot of the videos, all these young kids that are gurus and they're like 12 years old, and they're teaching online, and it's all fancy crap that's just so complicated.
Hey, Vic.
What?
if you know what? If you asked me that question, what I
Yeah,
love
we're
about
not.
the
'Cause we
Filipino,
don't have all night.
that's all right. This is my
No,
show.
but I think, like,
This, so, the thing is that you can pick up any object,
Yes.
right? Any object, and it becomes, as Mick would say, a tool.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's
It is a tool.
that's
So
to me because you can it's like the translation,
Weapons-
what you can
weapons
do
of
with that,
opportunity.
and yeah,
Yeah, you just have to tweak it a little bit depending on the weapon,
yeah,
but it's all the same.
yeah.
well, we were in that park last year, and I just when I first met GM Lou. Has Vic met him, Ferdy?
No, he hasn't.
Yes, I have.
Oh, you met Grandmaster Lou?
I met him in your backyard.
Okay.
Oh yes, that's right.
So,
That's right.
I
That's
got
right.
I got done teaching my little skitter, showing my little lesson that we did in the park last year, and it's pretty nice when someone like Lou walks over and like just gives you nothing but props about what you just did.
Well,
Yep.
yes.
So he gave me all kinds of props.
Yeah,
man.
especially the experience that he has.
Yeah.
He
I started talking-
he was a
I started-
bodyguard for President Marcos back in the
Let me
day.
tell you. I went to CLOC camp 2 years ago, and whole class going over everything, techniques, throwing my partner, whatever. Uncle Dan walked up to me and said, you move real good. I was on air the whole next day.
It's funny.
Just so.
As soon as I walk in the room and Dan looks at me, the first thing he says to me?
Shut up.
Shut up.
I wonder why.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like, because that was someone I've looked up to and wanted to train under for so long. I mean, I've trained under his instructors, but to be, for him to come from the front of the building to front of the class to walk back the way he did and tell me that, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Then I couldn't. Then after that, I was no good.
Mm-hmm.
I watched him. In his 70s do a flying, like a standing arm bar to a guy. They were just standing there. Next thing you know, he was right upside down, giving a guy a standing arm bar like there was no tomorrow. And he just received his black belt in jiu-jitsu like 3 years ago.
He trained with the Machados, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's amazing. He trains every day. Nobody in their right mind can blast him.
Mm-hmm.
He's amazing.
He is definitely amazing. Mm-hmm. And we talked about one of his students a while back, Daniel Lorano. If anybody...
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Lorano.
I don't know him. I know Daniel LaRusso.
That guy right there is on another level. He's on another level.
I taught at the Jeet Kune Do World Summit in Chicago. It was me, Taggart McCann, Rick Tucci, and Mike Lee. Dwight Woods from Miami came in, and Daniel Lorano and his wife were there.
Yeah.
And I've said this to everybody who's whoever's listening to this, or whoever if you guys never heard of Daniel Lorano, look him up.
Yeah.
And watch his Silat, but you got to watch him work with his wife. They are amazing.
Let me tell you, I tried to get him for a seminar this year, and I had it all set. And this damn virus came down. And I was like, yo, and he's booked. His videos, his wife, but to watch him and Joel Clark work together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and Joel ain't no joke. Joel Clark is no joke.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. You sleep on Joel if you want. Joel ain't no joke.
Joe Clark. Wasn't he in Lean On Me?
No, Joel Clark. Joel Clark.
Up in Patterson.
If you get the chance to watch Daniel Lorano and his wife work together, those two are like what ballerinas are, like, you watch a pure, like, ballerina dancers or whatever, how superb they are. These two are just magical to watch.
Yeah, you got to watch his videos on YouTube where he's doing his stick work and he's disarming the person with his feet.
I did that. I did it with him live.
You did that?
Yeah, I did. We did it in Chicago.
I was like, oh man, this joker is off the stage.
Listen, that's where when I first seen. Let me retract my statement. When I first seen Hubud with the feet, I learned it from Hawk.
Okay.
But when I seen it, like, in this dramatic form, I watched Daniel Lorano do it.
Okay.
Was he the guy that was with Dan Inosanto at the Smithsonian? Because I saw someone with...
No, that was Joe.
No, that's Joe.
Okay. Because I saw that at the Hubud with the feet.
Joe goes with Dan everywhere.
Yeah, and he's been with him since the beginning.
Yeah. Joe's a Shudo champion too.
Well, that's where that's where Eric Paulson started getting it from.
Yeah. Well, not Joe, but Eric got it from was it Nakamura?
Yeah, he got it from, but then he trained it with Joe in the academy.
Yeah, he trained it with Joe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Joe's a champion. Both of them, Joe and Eric, man, I can't say nothing.
You know what I love about Eric right now? Because Eric has put on a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
But did you still watch that man kick?
Oh yeah, he can still do it.
Yeah.
He can still move.
Eric Paulson?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Eric Paulson.
And if you guys know Eric, he is, to get him in a room to joke, oh boy.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
I guess you can add him on the
Possible
list.
submission.
You can add him on my list. As someone I would like to train with.
He'll have me laughing all day.
Oh yeah.
He'll be cracking jokes while he's twisting you up. Believe me, I know. I know firsthand.
Yep. Yep.
He used to just twist me up. Every time he sees me, he cracks my back. I'm like, wow.
Oh, so he's a chiropractor too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Crack.
So anyway, who hasn't finished their stories of who they wanted to train with, or why they want to train with, or
I think we got it all.
did we get it all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yo, can I ask you a question? What happened that I missed last time with Durant? That he got off the lines. What happened?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't on. Durant.
No, not tonight.
Nothing. He just got off.
Yeah.
We didn't, nothing really changed in the conversation.
Oh, the last time, nothing. He just.
He just had to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had to go. I called him on and he disconnected. For tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because him and is it Tony getting ready to do a
Yeah.
combat shootout?
Yeah, they're gonna do a Silads on Zoom.
Oh yeah, just seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Lot and my knees don't get along anymore.
We won't talk about hurting people's knees, will we, Ferdy?
Knees.
Knees, demonstrating for people and making them suffer?
No, not me.
Yeah, I get
Not
you.
me.
Listen, I got a blown bursa sac in my left knee, and at the end of every night when I'm done training, if I don't put ice and stuff on it, my knee looks like a softball.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. So you guys want to continue this offline? So we
Okay.
Yeah, for a few minutes. I can for a few more minutes.
All right, let me
Jump
sign off. I'm signing off
ready.
on
I'm ready
this.
to go.
Thank you guys for all participating.
Hold on,
No
Vic, don't go
problem.
nowhere.
Yeah, I got to go spend some time with my wife.
Hold
All
on
right.
a second, mister.
She gave me that
Yeah,
look.
let me just sign off on this first.
Yeah.
All right. So I
Right.
want to thank everybody for participating, people watching, and we will be back next week. Good night.
Ciao.
Night.
Ciao.
Goodbye.
Have fun.